Hi everybody, Theo MacArthur here, and welcome to Building and Monetizing an Email List. Now, you can make money from your website without a list. Of course you can. Many people buy from an e-commerce store, so they buy a product without ever being on a list, and sometimes people visit a blog and purchase a product that's being promoted on that blog without ever subscribing to any email list. So although there are people who will tell you that you need a list before you can make any money, that's not true. However, if you do have a list, you can increase your income potential by hundreds of %. And that's just in the first instance, because a list is an asset, and subscribers on your list, you will have subscribers who buy repeatedly over and over. They would not do that if they were not on your list. The 300% potential increase I'm talking here is really just to begin with, and in fact it can be a lot higher than that ultimately overall. Now, every subscriber on your list can be worth around $1 per month on average, but actually they can be worth even more than this. They can be worth up to $5 to $10 per month on average when you build a list of quality subscribers. But even at just $1 a month on average, a small list of 1,000 subscribers, that would be worth around $1,000 a month to you. That's not bad. Now let me tell you a little bit about my own history of list building. I started building lists back in 2006, and over the years I have built well over 100 lists. In total, I have had around 120 to 130,000 subscribers on my lists. And currently, right now, at the time of making this lecture, I have 9 active lists and I have almost 17,000 active subscribers at this time. Now, you may be thinking that is not a lot of subscribers, but it's all about quality versus quantity. And over the years, I have practiced what is called list hygiene, which is cleaning up the lists so that I'm only left with the most active list and the most responsive subscribers. So it's all about quality and not about quantity. And when you have a list of quality subscribers, what that means is that people are responsive to opening your emails, reading your emails, and clicking on the links in those emails. And that's how you make an income from your list. Now, I just want to show you some of my open rates and my click-through rates. Click-through rates meaning the number of people who actually clicked a link in the email they opened. And these are emails that have been sent to individual active lists. So I have 9 active lists at the moment. So if we look at the open rate of these emails here, it's anything from 10 to 15%, up to 20% sometimes. This is quite a high open rate in the industry. But more interesting still is the click-through rate. So the number of people who opened, who went on to click a link in that email. This is as high as 50% in my emails. So what this really means is that my emails are getting opened, but more importantly, they're also getting read and people are clicking on the links in those emails. So ultimately, this is what makes for a profitable list. And you are going to be learning how to get these kind of results with your own list building. Now, the first rule is that this only works if you're building a list of quality subscribers and then you are building and maintaining a relationship with those subscribers. This doesn't work for a lot of website owners because they are not doing this. And the main reason is because they forget they are dealing with real people. So they don't put themselves in the shoes of their subscribers. They're only thinking about themselves and they're not thinking about their subscribers. If you only think about what you can get from your list, if you only think about how it can benefit you, this will not work. You will not be able to build and maintain a relationship with your list, and you will not be able to monetize that list successfully. So the key is to put your subscribers first. Now, of course, it has to benefit you as well. But it's a two-way thing. It's not just all about you. It's about your subscribers first and you second. And that's how you will get results from your list building. Now, rule number 2 is you must have a website. You cannot build a list without a website. So that could be a blog or it could be an e-commerce store, but you need to have a website in order to build a list. And rule number 3 is understanding the psychology of your subscribers. But this is easy if you put yourself in their shoes. Think about it. If you subscribe to a list and you start getting bombarded with emails, what are you going to do? You're going to start ignoring those emails and probably then unsubscribe. And conversely, if you subscribe to a list and then you don't get an email for weeks and weeks, and then you suddenly get one, you have completely forgotten that you even signed up to that list in the first place. So you're going to ignore that email, possibly just delete it, or maybe even go ahead and unsubscribe from the list. And similarly, if all you are ever doing is trying to sell and sell and sell all the time to your subscribers, they will get fed up of you and they will unsubscribe. And conversely, if you don't sell enough, you're going to be leaving money on the table. So it's a balance that needs to be struck. And again, you're going to learn how to do that in this course. And here's a myth that I want to completely eliminate right now. List building success is not all about traffic generation. You do, of course, need to have traffic coming to your website, but only about 20 to 25% of what is required, of what you need to do, is traffic generation. So traffic is only one part of the equation, and it only makes up at most a quarter of the whole. On top of that, if your website is optimized for the search engines, you're going to start getting a certain amount of traffic automatically, and over time this will increase and increase. I just want to show you an example here of a website that is only around 6 months old and has had no deliberate promotion at all. Yet already this website is getting traffic from the search engines. Organic search, that's Google and the other search engines, but mainly Google. So already a big chunk of the traffic going to this website is coming from the search engines, yet this website has had no deliberate promotion. And the reason for that is simply because this website is optimized for the search engines. Every post and every page on this website is optimized for the search engines. Now, you are going to learn how to do that in this course as well. So while this course is not about setting up a website, it does show you how to optimize your pages and your posts for the search engines, because that's an important part of list building. Getting traffic and free traffic from the search engines is a very important part of building your list. Okay, let's take a look at what we're going to be covering in this course. We're going to cover all the nuts and bolts, so everything you need to know about creating lists, about creating opt-in forms, everything else that you need to know, so the nuts and bolts. We're going to cover traffic generation, so how to get people to your website. We are also going to cover how to get them to subscribe to your list once they are on your website. And we're going to cover how to build a relationship with your list. Of course, we're going to cover how to monetize your list, because that is the whole idea of building a list in the first place. Now, step 1 in the process is to set up an autoresponder. You need an autoresponder in order to build a list and in order to send emails to that list. So let's get started, and I'll see you in the next lecture.